Hello and welcome to another COVID-19 update, keeping you connected here on the Bass Coast, presented by Bass Coast Health and sponsored by Wonthaggi Miners Dispensary. Well, school is in. What's it going to be? How's it going to look? Let's find out. Darren Parker, Wonthaggi Secondary College Principal, joins you. Hello, Darren.
Hey, Kevin.
Good to see you.
And you. It's good to be here.
Okay, Darren, when does face-to-face schooling return for teachers and students?
Very exciting. It is happening. So on May 25th, next Monday, we actually have a student-free day across the state, and that's to allow our staff to prepare for the return of students. The very next day, on the 26th of May, our Year 11 and our Year 12 students return to the college, and we can't wait. It's been a long time, and we really want those personalities, those young people back in the college.
How many students returning on Tuesday?
Well, with our Year 11 and Year 12s, we've been looking at around 350 students returning on site straight up, and the rest will continue to learn from home for 2 more weeks.
Before we talk about the rest of the school year and how it will play out in a practical way, give us a sense of how things have been since the initial lockdown.
Like everyone, it's been a particularly challenging and unique time. Have to say, we are so happy with the support of our community. It's been a really challenging circumstance, but overwhelmingly, people have been really positive and they've been so supportive. I think it's something that all our whole community should be proud of. The teachers have been amazing in terms of their dedication and the way they've adapted to the remote learning provision for the students. The kids have been great. Their flexibility probably doesn't surprise anyone that their IT skills and willingness to embrace those changes was never going to be a real issue, I guess, but they've been fantastic, the kids, with their flexibility. And the families, a wider community, their support has been amazing. So there's been lots of direct conversations between staff and home. We certainly have had lots of positive feedback.
Great. Okay, so now let's move forward. When students return on Tuesday, what noticeable precautions are going to be in place for both you and the teachers and students for everybody's health and well-being?
Yeah, it's a really interesting time because we do need to balance things. We would like it to be as normal as possible, whatever normal is in this day and age. At the same time, we certainly do need to adhere to the restrictions, the guidelines around social distancing, extra cleaning and so on. We've got a number of things that are happening at the school in terms of extra cleaning, so it'll be quite obvious to people, to the students when they return, that there'll be extra cleaning during the day, which is something they wouldn't necessarily see ordinarily, and that's really around the high touch points in the surfaces of desks and so on. So that will be continuing throughout the day. We've certainly got some guidelines, particularly for the staff, around social distancing and so on. The guidelines are very much written around staff or adult social distancing. The students, the way the Chief Medical Officer has explained it, it's less of an issue, but nonetheless we still need to balance with being sensible and practical in the way we go about things. So certainly none of the large assemblies, none of the large meetings, none of the large group gatherings will be occurring. There'll be hand sanitizer and soaps and a whole range of products available for people to make sure that they feel comfortable upon their return.
Sounds like you're very, very prepared, Darren.
The team's been fantastic and they really have done a lot of work. So it's quite challenging, but we believe we'll be good to go.
So what feedback, given all of that is in your preparation, what feedback have you had from parents about the return to face-to-face schooling, considering we still are in a pandemic?
Yeah, it's a really interesting one because we want everyone back. We can't wait. We really are keen to have the young people back on site. It's a delicate one because parents, it's their job is to care about their kids. Now, we can assure you that all the guidelines that have been imposed by the department through the government and so on, we will adhere to and make sure that the environment is appropriate. But we certainly do understand that there's anxiety for people. For all that, the overwhelming feedback has largely been readiness. I think whilst people have done a great job with the remote learning, certainly that interaction and that returning to something that's a little bit more normal in terms of day to day is something that most people would be looking forward to. So I do believe that overwhelmingly people are very keen to return, but we still need to be very mindful of the anxiety that people have around the whole pandemic.
So let's go a couple of weeks down the track and everybody is back at the Dudley and Mackenzie Street campuses. How many kids do you have under your control?
Our college enrolment is 1,465.
Righty.
So we're a big school. We're really proud to be the government school presence in Bass Coast.
Yeah.
But we are looking at other strategies with regards to releasing students earlier to breaks, for example, to stagger the times and so on. So we do have a big responsibility around in terms of the sheer number to look after. So it's certainly a very different environment for us, say, compared to perhaps a smaller primary school in terms of how you go about processes. We're confident that we've got all reasonable measures in place.
Good. So on that, what is your final message to pupils, parents and the wider community about the return of the 2020 school year, Darren?
Look, it is a really funny time, and we overwhelmingly feel really positive about having people coming back. We would like people who have concerns to contact us and talk through those issues. We believe we have really good processes in place ready to support everyone. I should have mentioned a bit earlier, our staff, in terms of preparing that, there's a voluntary testing option. I myself have been tested.
How'd you go?
I failed in that it was a negative, so that was a good outcome.
That's good.
And so just probably though it's really quite symbolic of the measures that people are prepared to go through to ensure that the environment is as safe as possible. We haven't had any positive results that'll please people as well. And so we're ready. We really do want to move forward. We really do like the idea of reconnecting with the students before the end of term. It gives us that transition, if you like, back from remote learning to the more regular classroom setting. And really look forward to term 3, when perhaps with even a bit more normalcy we can move forward and do things a little more straightforwardly. Yeah. So really have appreciated the support of the community. I couldn't be prouder of the staff. They've done a fantastic job in terms of supporting the kids with the remote learning. And the students, they've been amazing. So we know there's challenges out there. We're a school. There's always going to be challenges regardless of the setting. But overwhelmingly, the kids have been fantastic with the way they've taken up the remote learning. It will be great to have everybody back in the college.
Darren, thank you very much. Darren Parker, Wonthaggi Secondary College Principal. There's our COVID-19 update this time. There'll be more soon, and until then, take care.